Good afternoon. I'm Rick Miller with Inman Farm Heritage Days. We're here to talk about a couple of 1949 Farmall H tractors. I guess they're 49. I looked at the numbers. I think I got them right. And it's not really surprising because that year, or in the late 40s, World War II was over. The Depression was behind people, and farmers were spending money to mechanize their farms. And a lot of these tractors in the 40s are around this area. And this one we call a $33 H. And the reason we call it that is Daniel Perkins, a friend of ours, and one of his friends, Brad Fincher, found out about an estate sale down in Culloden, and his tractor was in there, and they talked about bidding on it and decided they would. Long story short, they ended up buying it for $33. Daniel went and got it. Daniel and Brad went and got it on the Sunday of our Inman Farm Heritage Days in 2023. Brought it here and actually drove it through the last parade on the back of a trailer. It only had 3 tires, none of them hold air, one of them just a rim. But it's a pretty straight looking tractor, and we took it to the house and cleaned the gas tank out, worked on the carburetor a little, and surprisingly, it cranked right up and ran pretty good. I mean, I thought it would be a pretty involved project, but it wasn't, so we decided we'd paint it and do a pretty decent restoration on it. So we stripped it down, and I thought we did a pretty nice job of painting it. Put new tires on it. That was the most expensive thing. It's way past being a $33 H now. And so we got it done just in time to take it to Mr. Cleveland Carter's and his family to have a museum in Baxley, Georgia. We got it ready to take down there, hauled it down there. And even though the Carters are John Deere people, they let us park out in front of the building. We got a prominent display, and they had a tractor ride during the show, and we'd never driven it, probably over 100 yards at the time before we went down there, but it performed flawlessly on a fairly long, several mile tractor ride, so we were tickled about that. And we still got a few little things to do to it, but it's pretty much complete now. But we have another H that you see some video coming up on. It was in pretty good mechanical condition, but the sheet metal's really rusty. So we decided we'd try to step up our game restoring that one. And first we're talking about H 2.0, and we decided to just call it H2O. So that's what we call that one. We've got it stripped down now. We actually got some real good success with easy off oven cleaner, getting old grease off of them. I'm going to stick with that for a while now. That works really good. But in our 2.0 project, we're going to try to do a little more work on the sheet metal off, put some body filler in there, try to smooth out some of that. All right, this is H2O. As you can see, we've got the wheels off of it. We'll show them to you in a little bit. I've already got them cleaned up and painted with, we use Rust-Oleum aluminum paint that brushes on pretty easy. And even as sorry a painter as I am, I can pretty much keep the paint off the tire. So if you're going to paint Farmall wheels, I recommend that. As I mentioned earlier, I've become a big fan of easy off oven cleaner. We've used several other kind of products, but it seems to work the best cleaning these things up. Like I say, we bought this tractor. It mercifully had good tire, like really the good tires on. It actually has 15.538 big rear tires, but tires are all good. Motor was really strong. We bought it from a friend of ours down in Williamson or Hollandville, and got it home. Had to do a little work on the mag and all to get it going, but it runs really good. Like I say, I think somebody had probably sanded off the paint, the sheet metal to prepare to paint it, but they didn't get around to it and having been sanded. It was getting really rusty fast. So we cleaned that up. We got this done here, but as we mentioned in our 2.0 version, we're going to do a little more body work on the chassis here and the engine to get it all good and smooth. We're not going to make it slick, but we're going to try to at least get all the wrinkles out of it. And we are going to do or Daniel's going to do some work on the sheet metal, try to get it as smooth as we possibly can. Like I say, just to improve our product we're putting out here. But we're really tickled with this one too, and be glad to have it back going. H2O actually came with a really nice 3-point hitch adapter on there, but I'm 67 years old. It's pretty hard to climb over a 3-point hitch to get on there. So we went out in the woods and drug out an old standard drawbar that came with the H. We're going to put that on there, and it facilitates getting on and off of there a lot better. And you may be seeing that 3-point hitch adapter on Facebook Marketplace here soon. We're here right now with the H Farmall, kind of common theme here lately. This one is another tractor that came from Ed and Susan Yawn in Noonan. Ed was one of our very first exhibitors, real big supporter in the beginning. He was president of one of the tractor clubs that participated early on, helped us get going. He helped us build some of our buildings here, ran the grist mill for years, but the birthdays have kind of caught up with him, and he's not able to display his stuff like he did in the past. So they've been generous enough. They've donated 2 F20 Farmalls to us. We got both of them up and running and ready for show. And they called the other day and offered us a H Farmall and an A John Deere, and we went yesterday and picked them both up. This is as it was in the barn when we got out. You see, you hear about barn finds and all this dust was fixing to get blown off of here, but I wanted you to see it first, how we got it out of the barn there. And it was running when he drove it in there several years ago, so we think it'd be pretty simple to get it back going, but we'll have this one back going. One thing unique about this one is it has fenders on it, and you hardly ever see around here anyway. You hardly ever see fenders on a H Farmall or any of the early Farmalls. So we're proud to have that. And like Ed said, they're probably worth as much as a tractor. But we want you to see this one now, and then we hope to have it looking a whole lot better by showtime in September. And hope y'all all can be here. It's September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And you can find all about it on social media. Just look for Inman Farm Heritage Days on Facebook, Twitter, or X, I guess you call it now, Instagram, and YouTube. We hope y'all got as much enjoyment out of watching this video as we did out of making it. We're trying really hard to produce some videos that are worthwhile and help y'all learn about what we're doing here at Inman Farm Heritage Days. If you like it, if you don't mind, help us out, click that like button and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next time.